those things where if you're doing the setup where you just mash through as fast as possible, it can be pretty difficult. Because if you even just like lose a few frames, you're gonna get a couple different RNG patterns.
Mm-hmm. I mean, some of them are more like the reset she's gonna do before entering Magus's castle is pretty generous because you get almost a full second to do it there. The one before fighting Magus is really tight though.
I think that's everything I need to do.
So she's putting a helmet onto Marley, I believe, because we're kind of past the point of her needing to have a higher magic stat, so she kind of needs more protection from physical attacks going forward.
Well, it's mainly for later when I need to do the unequip glitch again, so that I have a helmet. It's kind of weird.
There's another guy that skips the leg workouts.
Yeah.
So the gimmick with Nizbel is that you have to use lightning on him to make him lower his resistance to physical attacks. And you pretty much just do that and then let Ayla, who's got the Berserker equipped, go to town. And then if the RNG is set up correctly, Ayla's going to get quite a few criticals. I mean, Ayla already has a decently high critical rate, but manipulating more of them definitely helps.
One other thing I did was I waited for Nizbel to take his first turn before casting lightning on him. That way it just sets up the timing better so that I can cast lightning on him again after he becomes unstunned, basically. This is actually looking good. I think I got it. I was doing quite a few criticals. So if I got the right RNG, I'll kill him before he does that move a second time. No, she's not doing criticals. I may not get it. We'll see. Oh,
all right, nice.
We did. Yeah, I haven't done too much work with that manipulation right there, so I don't know exactly when I got it and when I didn't.
When you get really familiar with the RNG manipulation, you can pretty much always tell if it works or not just based on like what the first action enemies take and even like how much damage it does.
Mm-hmm. We'll see that at Magus's castle.
Raise your hand if first playthrough you came back here and here just to find out what was on that door behind you too.
I don't think I ever did.
It just takes you back outside the Reptites' lair if you go through that door.
So there I did just a little skip there. Normally if you just try to exit the hut, Ayla will stop you and say something and then you can leave. But what I did was I first talked to her and then I ran out while she was talking.
You don't say.
You trying to call Rosentia? Yeah,
Okay.
I was just thinking about it. I figured we could cut him some slack because, we kind of missed his graduation. So maybe we can cut him some slack this time.
Yeah.
But only this time.
Yeah.
Like, we guess it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we're gonna go fix the Masamune. And the thing is, we're gonna use the fade out glitch to skip the first part where you talk to Melchior. But what happens after that kind of depends on who's in your party. The fastest party to have is Chrono, Luca, and Ayla. Or Marley, I mean. Chrono, Luca, Marley, but it's more entertaining.
Having Robo
if we
makes
do-
some magical stuff happen.
It's more entertaining if we do this, so. Okay, so there, he's going to be downstairs. It's normally either Robo or Luca is helping him. One of them will be standing here at the table. That actually does speed it up if you stand there and push against him. It does speed
Speeding
him
it up makes this music go away sooner, though.
Oh. See, Robo's like, oh, okay, I'll help.
This
Then he
theme
runs
always
downstairs.
reminds me of the Shavat theme from Xenogears.
Robo's just gonna walk through. And now he's gonna run around. Now the cup just flies to him, and so does.
Robo really wants to know what time it is on the clock there. He's climbing the wall.
Oh, I might have had them in the wrong order. I don't know if I'm gonna get this next silly part. Oh, I didn't get the second part. I had Robo and Marley in the wrong order.
Yeah. Yeah, what she was trying to do was actually trigger the text that comes up if you go to Melchior's house when he's not home, because he's got like a Poyozo doll on the table that tells you he's not home. Go and he's at the Millennial Fair, and if you use the glitch to skip part of that cutscene with the right characters in the right order, then that dialogue just pops up out of nowhere as part of the cutscene.
It's like, oh, he's not home.
Yeah, and when he's right in front of you.
I guess you have to switch Marley and Luca, or Marley and Robo, and then it works. Okay, try
All
number
right,
3.
round 3, fight.
While I have a very quick second, I would like to read a couple of quick donations. We have a $100 donation from Brenda Sheeman. Sheeman? Okay. Yeah. Great job, everyone. Good luck in reaching your goal.
Hi, Mom.
Brenda Sheeman, aka Marathon Mom, who,
Pox
if you
wife
remember her
mom.
last year, helped
wife
make
mom.
amazing food with Pox Wife. It was very good. We also have another $10 donation from Sarah Breen that says, I guess I should actually leave a comment for once. Anyway, we still need to get Evermore all bosses met. Good, get on it, folks.
All right, come on, new. New.
No new.
Aw.
I feel like you're cheering for the new and you're saying new. It's like you're almost saying no.
Yeah, I think Abda did a run once where he got 3 news
Wow.
basically out of 4 trips through that room or something like that. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, we have one more trip through there.
Hey Meta, have we met the suplex yet?
We are close.
If anyone can figure out how to skip some or all of this flashback, you will be beloved by every Chrono Trigger speedrunner ever. This is one of the longer cutscenes that's still in the run.
We are just over, we're at 101.71 to go. Get that train sequence.
It wouldn't be an RPG marathon if that train didn't get suplexed.
No.
Don't say that.
I'll take the consequences.
Yeah, Poxnor did sign a waiver too, so.
Look on Boxnor's face.
Yeah.
Priceless. I don't think it'll come back.
Still trying.
I could see the
That-
gears turning in his
yeah.
head, and there was a little bit of a grinding.
That's still inferior to your face after you heard the Blaster Master 2 Level 8 music for the first time at SGDQ. It was that really bad Genesis game that you all played. I mean, your face turned beet red and you looked like you just smelled something very unpleasant. I'll have to get him to play that music again so we can see if you do it again. This is why I'm kind of disappointed that there aren't that Magus doesn't get to participate in any dual attacks. Because Magus and Frog's dual attack would be so amazing if he had one.
That would be interesting.
You do get to have the awkwardness of bringing him to Cyrus's tomb, though, for that cutscene.
Yeah.
We won't see it in this run.
Yeah, sadly,
Unfortunately.
I like how Ozzy is calling him a spineless wimp.
yeah. Yeah.
Is there gonna be a new?
No.
No.
Aww. No.
No new.
No.
You leave Robo behind yet?
Nope, not yet. And more cutscenes.
Literally.
Frog is gonna cut a mountain in half.
I have to say the FMV.
Oh
DS
yeah,
version
yeah,
is
it's pretty
cool.
cool. Yeah.
This part. I haven't seen the DS version. So.
Pretty much all of them are. I mean, like when you meet Magus for the first time, they have a pretty cool FMV showing him being revealed.
Is it just a rehash version?
It's the same FMVs from the PlayStation version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen those. That's what I was wondering. Yeah, the DS version is, I think, it's my favorite.
It's yeah.
Okay.
I mostly just like the retranslation. They fixed a lot of the
Oh,
weird
this
dialogue
part
and
here.
stuff.
That's the version-
There was an older version of the Zombor skip that was a little harder to do, but when you did that one, it was funny because here there'd still be some dead bodies on the bridge.
Yeah, I remember that. From the fight on the bridge earlier, when we
Yeah.
skipped Zombor, the soldiers that were...
With the old version of the Zombor skip.
Oh, so
Harder
they
to
stayed there.
Yeah, they would
Yeah,
stay
they would
there.
stay there.
Oh, okay.
But they're not there with this new skip now. It's kind of sad.
The DS version is the one with the new super boss and
The Dream
Kind of-
Devourer, yeah, that has the extra ending that tries to tie it more with
yeah,
Chrono Cross and Guile.
which is funny because that ending directly contradicts some stuff that some of the developers said earlier. So when everybody always argues about Magus and Guile, like you could say they're either both right or they're both wrong. I love how Frog's tongue is just sort of...
Ugh. And he's already got his new outfit on too, even after getting frogged.
Because obviously changing people into frogs also changes your clothes. And you still look fancy.
Well, if you can change someone into a frog, you can change their clothes too,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Give him a styling cape at least.
I'm changing you into a
your dignity by turning you into a frog, but I'll give you a nice set of clothes.
Yeah.
Kind of soften the blow.
He may be evil, but he's not cruel.
Bad pieces still.
He has his limit.
Like,
So why can't you do this in battles and stuff too?
I know, right?
I mean, I guess you sort of can if you get the gold rock and do the Grand Dream triple tech, but he uses up all of the power in the sword to break that mountain, and
Only, the first time you touch it, kind of thing. All that leftover power built up in from when it was being forged.
Is that the only time you see that particular pose on Frog?
yes, actually, I think with him holding the
Yeah,
sword
with the
like
horde
that.
holding the
Unless he
sword.
does when
Yeah,
you
do that.
power it up in the side quest. I don't think he does it again.
It's just in SNES games like that, unique poses on sprites are pretty uncommon.
Be that magic you use? What magic?
Yeah, nah, don't worry. Let's not worry about it. Yeah, we don't ever actually learn Frog's magic just because we don't need it.
No.
Because we're pretty much done with Frog after Magus's castle.
I use him one more time. Okay, so we're gonna save and reset. Now this I have to do specifically. Okay, hopefully that did it.
Yeah,
It's
'cause-
about 1.5 seconds you have to wait.
But the downside to this setup here is that you don't. It's a few minutes before you find out if you got it or not, because you have to go explore the 2 wings of Magus's castle, and then when you get into the first battles, when you find out if the RNG is set up or not. And this is really, really important too for Flea and Slash.
Yeah.
Battle with Flea is pretty cool if you set it up.
Yeah.
When I played this the first time, I got so stuck on Magus, I just had to grind the bats on the stairs for tech points for ages. Because they all give like 1 tech point each, and if you drag them all down and kill them in a single slash, you get like 8, I think. So it's kind of funny. Every time I see that cutscene, I see just so many bats flying everywhere. And it's like, yep, I needed all of those.
They're all people you know. What are they doing here?
Yeah, but they're all mystics in disguise if you try to talk to them.
Sorry, Kefka's is better.
I'm not even gonna try. I just woke up.
Okay, so if I got it right, the guy on the bottom right will do Crimson Rain to Frog, and it will do 46 damage. Let's see. Can we do 46? Oh, 45! Not quite right.
Getting that RNG manipulation saves a bunch of time through this entire section.
Yeah.
Because I mean, with the strats in the route, I think it's barely even possible to beat Flea without it.
Yeah.
Without the manipulation.
Every time I see Ozzy, I just think Ozymandias. We can see this part again.
It's cool. Could be worse parts to have to see again. Like the frog flashback cutscenes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Who stole his treasure?
I know it would be slower, but would it be possible to hit both of these triggers and then go outside and save before touching the fake save point? Or
Well, I don't.
Would it still work?
Yeah, I don't know if it would still work.
Because I know in some games with enemies or
move
people that move
NPC,
around like
yeah.
this, the RNG affects that.
I don't really know.
Final Fantasy VI is definitely true with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the same RNG is used for both game events and NPC movement.
That's how you can tell if the one Esper you need in the auction house is there or
It's
not.
also how I manipulate Finding Doomgaze now
Mhm.
too.
The auction house one is pretty cool now.
Yep. And if you're really advanced, you can use it to manipulate the fish in the Sid minigame, but it's really hard.
Aww.
Really? I think I'm doing it too early.
Yeah. I mean, everyone that runs this game has their own tricks for doing this part. Like some runners kind of cycle through their slaves for a fixed number of times to try to time it out. Essentia just counts in her head.
I haven't learned what the timing is for cycling through the save files. Otherwise, that would probably be easier.
I blame that bat that's following you.
Clearly.
This humongous bat.
It's that Chrono Cross bat back to
Oh my
interfere
God.
with more runs.
He's the gatekeeper, man.
Yeah. The bat ex machina.
So the minimum number of times you have to get past that bat in a run is 4. And then there's 2 extra times he can be in the way. And then I had to backtrack to make a safety save before Viper, because if he drops his rare drop, the run is over. So then there was an extra time, and that one extra time is when he went full power. The sad part is I almost got away from him.
He gets sick of going back and forth, so he's like, I'll just wait and get him when he's going forward.
I got stuck on the corner when I was trying to turn the corner.
I thought he was like, he had caught you somehow, how like, he was like, I knew you were going to screw up.
I barely slipped by him, and then I got stuck on the corner and he got me.
He put the fear in you.
It's so trolly that he does Crimson Rain on the correct
Oh,
person for the
goodness.
wrong amount of damage.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It usually doesn't take me this many tries. I guess I could try saving outside after going into these rooms and see if
Yeah. Do a different file just in
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've never seen anybody actually do it, but just based on what I know about how this works, I don't see why it wouldn't work. Because you're not getting into any battles after
Yeah.
the reset, and just moving through rooms and talking to people, I don't think changes the RNG.
So what's up with that bat that's following you?
Nothing.
It's just Patty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a bat.
It's a creepy haunted castle. It's got bats.
Oh, what's Luca doing there?
You should talk to her and find out.
Yeah.
I was
No.
thinking though, with this bat that's following, makes me want to play the song that the Count sings on Sesame Street about bats.
Oh, man.
Well, the bat likes Ozzy at least.
I think it's implied with the way the bat flies over to Ozzy that it was keeping an eye on you for Ozzy. Since there's other bats in the castle that are very clearly under the mystic control.
Yay!
So of course the one where you go back and make the
Save.
safety save, that's the one where you got it.
Of course.
Oh, and I just looked up the Batty Bat song.
Keep counting.
Okay, sorry that took so
I
long.
do like how
guys.
they add that extra reverb to the sound effects in this area too.
Mhm.
They do that in FF6 and a very small number of places too, for dramatic emphasis.
The proper syllables.
Yep. I was thinking it, but I was being nice and not saying it.
Yeah.
I like to say the correct syllables though.
Yes. Timing is everything. Flea? Yeah. Frog is now a poison dart frog, by the way, too. Now he's not, when he's flexing. Alright, so this battle is pretty special if you get that RNG manipulation.
Yeah, you'll see why I took that many tries. I mean, why it was worth it to get it.
It definitely plays out differently from during the intro to the game
Yeah.
in the demo.
X-Drag.
I like how you only just now learned X-Strike from that battle with Ozzy's minions.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
We'll just let
So,
frogs
Essentia, how are you liking Canada this time around?
Not nearly as much snow.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah, I forgot. You weren't here last time. Oh boy.
It was an impressive amount of snow.
Yeah. This trip was my first time seeing actual ground in Edmonton.
Okay, I think now you should do 4 normal attacks and then a critical. So that was 1, 2. Not much.
Yeah. Frogs beating up Flea.
Yep.
So what's actually manipulated about the RNG? The fact that Flea never does anything?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this is why that manipulation is so important, is because it just glitches out Flea's AI, and then she just stands there and doesn't do anything for most of the fight. I mean,
Just laughs.
yep.
Yeah.
You do have to attack a couple of times to keep it going, because I think if she just kept letting Frog attack after that point, then she would have done the stare, which hurts a lot.
Yeah.
But
There
yeah.
we go, battle's over.
Like at AGDQ, Abda took a selfie of Spike, Vegeta, and I on the couch during the Flea fight because of lack of anything better to do.
That's much nicer.
Okay, so
Yeah.
since I manipulated that battle, I can actually know what's going to happen in the slash fight as well.
Yeah, that's actually kind of new. It's one of the newer changes to the route. Lately is Slash being a scripted battle too.
What happened to all your friends?
Something not good. Okay, so here the one on the bottom left will actually attack first, so I'm going to take it out before it attacks. Then Marley will do a critical. And he does too, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't that critical technically waste a little bit of time, but you're saving more time with manipulating the other
Yeah.
fights, so...
Yeah.
So what seeds the RNG in this game?
It's seeded by the frame that you either start it or load your game. So you hovering the cursor on the save for a fixed amount of time will set the seed. Yeah. Well, moving it around is a
Moving
way
around
is a
is
way to
just
time
to
is a way to
time
time
it,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can do things in it, is what I'm saying, except, loading or exiting out.
Basically, it's the time. It's based on the time spent on that screen.
Yeah.
So I wait
But
for
as-
his first turn.
FF4 works kind of the same way, but it's frame based, so it's much more difficult to actually manipulate.
And what's the current on there?
Like 0 to 255 probably.
Like other SNES games.
Sorry, I didn't mean it's not per frame that seeds the RNG here. Is it like the second or?
It is based on frames, but you have ranges. Like I think for manipulating these two bosses in Magus' castle, it's like a 54 frame window. So it's pretty generous here. It's not quite as generous for the next one, but the next one all you have to do is just mash and load the file as quickly as possible.
Yeah. And as with other SNES games, anything that it pulls up the RNG seed to affect the RNG advances it. So that's why if she gets into a battle she doesn't want to, the RNG will advance past where she wants it to be and mess up the entire pattern.
Oh, and I guess for anyone watching that isn't familiar with speedrun lingo, a frame is the smallest measurable unit of video, basically. Like American and Asian movies and games run at 60 frames per second generally, and then it's 50 in Europe and Australia.
Yeah, and that causes a few version differences because of the frame rate difference. Some developers try to compensate for that in the PAL versions.
So here I have Chrono heal himself because